the reason that you aren't making progress is not because you lack motivation, discipline, or a plan. It's pretty simple. It is because of the things that I'm going to lay out in this video, and it is because you're over optimizing for certain emotions. And I want you to watch through all of this video before you click off, just because if you're not taking this into account, you will not make progress towards your goals, because most people are doing it wrong when it comes to goal setting, when it comes to making progress, when it comes to laying out their plan, and they're over optimizing for certain emotions. So a mistake that I've made was exactly what I was just saying. And I want to tell you a quick story about this. Because when I was first starting off with my own self-improvement journey in around 2023, when I started to get a little bit more consistent in a few of the great habits that I was trying to pursue, I tried to just optimize for being motivated. Even though I thought I was disciplined or that I was making much progress, I was just optimizing for me being motivated, and I was just always looking for that feeling that you're fired up, that you want to do the work. But truthfully, that led me onto a devastating path that would lead to a downfall in 2024. Motivation is a great feeling that we want to have in our lives. It's fantastic when you have it, but once you just optimize for a certain feeling, like you're just optimizing for feeling happy, motivated, fired up, whatever you want to call it, it's not going to lead you towards your goals. Because if you are on this relentless pursuit of trying to get better, you have to figure out your reason for why you're doing it in the first place. Because in 2023, when I was just optimizing for motivation, I would actually go onto TikTok and I would scroll sometimes, and I would go down and I would download all of the motivational videos, and I would just listen to them on repeat, just for me to get sparked up and to get a specific feeling of motivation. And not to say that there is something wrong with trying to get yourself a little bit fired up sometimes. That actually led me on to making more progress in the short term with the habits that I was doing then. But then I started my history YouTube channel around that time. I was actually pretty consistent in about 2 months. Then I couldn't stay disciplined to pursue the exact same path that would actually lead me towards more growth. Then in September, I discovered more of the disciplines type of stuff in September of 2023. Then I actually made more progress. I started to obsess over discipline, and I got really motivated again. I wasn't necessarily optimizing as much for motivation because I just discovered the importance of discipline. But the thing that I made wrong here was pretty simple. It was that I hadn't find out my reason for why I was doing it in the first place. So it's very easy for us to optimize for discipline, for motivation, for this great habit, to subtract this habit. But if you don't know why you're doing it in the first place, how are you expecting to make progress or become more like the person that you aspire to be? And once you have this kind of like core reason for why you're doing it in the first place, then it makes sense for you to actually going to pursue certain things, even though you were already going to do them in the first place. So for example, with my YouTube channel, I was thinking to myself that I want to create a YouTube channel because I want to have an impact on other people. And I didn't ask myself, why do I want to have an impact on other people? And what would happen if I don't make as much progress as I aspired to from the beginning? And what happened then was, when the results weren't coming in as I expected them, I quit. I didn't continue just because I thought to myself that I want to help people, but a large part of it was just the views, the clicks, the likes, whatever. But what I realize now is that you have to define a reason for why, and don't be so serious when it comes to life. Just chill, be a little bit calm down a little bit, and think to yourself that as long as I have a why, I can bear through almost anyhow. Because this is a very important thing. Because if I asked you, for example, what is the odds of you making $1 million this year or accomplishing a huge goal like that? you would probably say it's a very low percentage, right? Probably less than 50% if you're not already aspiring to become a millionaire this year. And then if I would ask you, what would be the odds of you becoming a millionaire if the entire family of yours life was on the line? You would probably say somewhere near 100%, just because we've changed the reason for why you're doing it. And I'm not saying that you have to put your family's life on the line here or anything, but this is just an analogy for you to understand what you're genuinely capable of when you have a why, when you have a reason for why you're doing what you're doing. So stop over optimizing for emotions. Take it one day at a time, one step at a time, and then continue to make progress. And that's basically how you start to change your life. You basically think to yourself that every single day is a step towards your goal, that you can have a new start. You can do this if you actually want to, but it's up to you. And I really do hope that you get some value out of this video, and I'll see you in the next one.